Um,
Yeah.
Sexy.
hey everybody, welcome back to the Sacred Books of Britney Spears. My name is Aaron, and as always, I'm joined with my amazing co-host John Wayne,
Hello.
and we have a return guest today, Natalie.
Hi.
Hey guys.
So,
So we're recording this. We recorded last week's episode ahead of the pagan turkey holiday. So now we're sort of back on track here. But to kind of catch everybody up, Natalie had vanished out of town. And then last week John Wayne went out of town. So it felt like maybe were you guys both gone at the same time? Natalie, did you come back? Catch us all up.
Okay. Well, coincidentally, the day I decided to come home was the day John Wayne left. So
was that on purpose? I don't know.
That was nice. Was there something more specific you wanted to know?
Oh, well, did you hold on one quick second. 1, 2, 3.
Oh no.
I forgot to do that. Did you ever figure out where, I mean, you're here on the podcast because I think John Wayne didn't know where you went.
Oh, so I have to tell him every time I want to go somewhere?
See,
Like,
this
I
is
need
what I
permission?
deal with.
Okay. John Wayne, how was your holiday?
It was good. It was good. I, hung out with my brother who didn't know really, for the first time, and
You have a brother?
yeah, I do. Yeah.
Wow.
Half. Wait, what's the technical? Is it a half? It's a half brother, right? Because his dad is a wandering Lothario.
Yeah.
So, how was that meeting? First meeting.
It was good-ish. We just sat there and just had some drinks and just hung out.
So this is the first time in a very long time that you've been around like family.
I mean, if that's what you want to call it, didn't.
Okay.
Why
was
wouldn't
like
you call
meeting-
them family?
Well, I mean, just because you're family doesn't mean you have. A lot of people don't like their family. I've met a lot of people that are like, oh, well, they're family. Oh,
I love my family.
well, there's a lot of people that don't love their family.
Yeah, that actually makes sense because if you think about it, yeah, there are definitely people who, I mean, I encounter them all the time, where they're on a journey and their family's on a different journey. And it's one thing to be related to someone, but it's another thing to call them your family, and that's true. There are definitely people who are related to people, but they wouldn't call them their family.
Interesting.
I mean, there's people that call family that they're not even related to.
I was just going to say that.
Absolutely.
Oh, well, I beat you to it, so.
I mean, this is a family.
We are family.
Don't do that. That's
We
a
got
really
my-
old song. No one listens to that music anymore.
4 minutes and 36 seconds.
And technically, I don't think we can actually sing.
Oh, you're probably right.
So
At least not a known song.
now, John Wayne, did you do the traditional,
No.
holding around, killing the bird?
No, we did not do that.
Okay, what'd you guys end up doing?
We basically went to this place called McDee's. And just got some chicken nuggets. And some French fries.
Yeah.
We just kind of sat around the table and watched my nephews not eat their food, and then basically ate their food, and that was it. That was the
Wait,
day.
nephews.
Uh-huh.
Wow. So not just even like a brother, but actual.
Yeah, he had kids somehow. Yeah,
Wow.
they
Somehow
survived.
got it.
Yeah, his survived. Yeah.
That's crazy. That
Oh
must
yeah.
have been overwhelming.
Yeah. I think kids are overwhelming. Yeah.
Well, no, I mean also the
Oh
fact that you traveled out for the first time.
yeah.
You met family for the first time in a long time.
Hmm.
You met, and then not only that, it was like kids and like people, like a lot of people.
Yeah. A lot. Yeah, more people I cared to meet, but yeah.
Gotcha. How was the travel?
It was fine. It was long, treacherous journey, but
How did you fly or did you?
yeah, yeah. I flew. Remember, I basically found a
That's right.
cargo plane and snuck onto it, and happened to be headed that way. Yeah.
So you guys have both. So you guys are both now back at the library.
I believe so.
Yeah, I'm at the library, but we're quarantining ourselves in our own sections of the library because we both were traveling, and if one of us happened to
Right.
catch anything.
Sounds like an excuse, but yeah, she was like, I don't want to see you until you know
Well, I was wondering because I thought that the quarantine. How long is the quarantine period?
until she says it's okay.
Got it.
Until I'm ready.
Got okay. And you don't quite feel ready yet.
Well, no, but I did want to ask how the flight was, because that's more or less what we were waiting for. Like, if it was super crowded or if somebody was coughing a lot, then, like, maybe we should stay separated longer. But if it seemed, if you think everything was good and you feel good and safe about it, then that's, I'm open to discussing a shorter
Hmm.
quarantine time.
Yeah, we'll see.
Were you listening to what I said?
Yeah, I heard you.
So how was it? Or you want to tell me later?
It was okay. I mean, I don't know. There was more people than I cared. Like I said, I don't care. So more than two people is too many people for me. So yes, was it too many
Hmm.
people? Yeah.
Okay.
As far as coughing, I don't know. I'm sure there was a kid that was doing his thing and doing whatever the f he wanted, running around somewhere on this plane. Sounded like a kid. I don't know. I didn't. I
Hmm.
tried to stay in my own bubble, hide, not be around close to anybody, so I didn't want to get found out. So
Oh yeah.
Right. You don't want people to come up to you about the podcast with your newfound fame.
mostly I didn't want to get kicked off a flight for sneaking onto it.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, welcome back. I'm glad that you went on that journey. I hope that you what did you I don't know, did you come away with anything?
Well, hopefully
Any
not a
insight?
virus if that's what you're asking.
Hopefully. But
Um,
any insight into,
well, I mean, I guess, I mean, I came away with my my family ish.
yeah.
So I mean, they're out there, and then we got along long enough. So
Do you think that because so obviously our high holy day of Britmas is coming up soon.
hmm
Do you feel now that you have family compelled to get them, traditional gifts that you would get family members for
oh,
Britmas?
I didn't really think about that. I guess I should probably get him something. I had the thought because, like, he was nice enough to let me stay there. I got to eat some of his leftovers. Um, so I guess I feel kind of obligated. Like, I felt like I wanted to leave something or get him something. So I guess that's a good
Hmm.
reason. I guess I could do it for the Britmas and be like, hey, thanks for letting me crash and get to know you. Yeah.
And well, not only, and then this is going to be yours and Natalie's first major holiday.
Oh, yeah. I guess so. Yeah.
High holy. I mean, Natalie's obviously new to Brittany or newish,
Mm-hmm.
relatively new.
Mm-hmm.
So interesting. Well, it's going to be an exciting week, everybody. We have our the end of season 2 is going to be coming out the week of. Oh, actually, I might be wrong. Hold up. Wait a minute. Let's put Aaron in it.
Ooh, that's probably a good idea.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, everybody, our final episode of season 2 is actually going to be coming out the week of, a couple days before the High Holy holiday of Britmas. And so, yeah. And for that episode, we've actually got something very special planned. So, stay tuned.
How was your day, Aaron?
I didn't
Yeah.
really do anything. I got nervous about going out to the grocery store, so I had some food delivered, but instead of going for sort of the homemade turkey, I ended up just getting some pizza and I ended up just kind of chilling by myself, reflecting on my loneliness.
Is it killing you?
It felt like it at times, but the truth is that I'm very blessed because I have a place to, a bed to sleep in and, a home. And so, yeah, it definitely made me realize that I am blessed, but still lonely, so.
You're not
Didn't really
alone
do
in that,
anything.
just so you know.
Well, I appreciate that. Awesome. Well, that was kind of a somber beginning, but but I am saving a little bit of some recent news for today's chapter because it's I've had an interesting couple of days that I kind of wanted to bring up with this. So everybody, today we are doing book 2, chapter 13. You got it all. Mm-hmm. So this is also what's been going on with me. As you guys know, I've been on a hunt for love or companionship or friendship, and I ended up meeting someone through the app, so we started texting and having a conversation and I'm pretty sure I'm being, what's that word?
Catfish?
Paranoid.
Yes.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure that this person is not real or
Is the photo of like a celebrity? Is that what it is?
there's no photo.
Oh.
No photo.
They say that they don't have a camera and that their phone,
Delete. Delete.
They don't have
But
any old pictures. I mean,
Swipe left. Swipe left.
it's so frustrating, but it seems like it's so perfect. It's like our conversations are amazing. We talk,
Oh, you know what? It'd be funny? Oh, if that was the old dude that was like, remember?
what?
Remember?
which dude?
The guy who said he was dead?
Oh,
Oh my
What if
God.
that was him, bro? And he's like trying to come back in your life or something. Sorry, I don't know why I was talking like that. I got excited.
Whoa.
God,
that would be interesting.
That would be a
You know
Stripper
what?
meets a square type situation.
This is how these words begin. I was a game he would play. He brought the clouds to my day. Then like a ray of light, you came my way one night. Just one look and I knew you would make everything clear. Make all the clouds disappear. Put all your fears to rest. Who do I love the best? Don't you know? Don't you know? You got it all over him. You got it all over him.
You got me all over him.
Oh, wow, this song gets dirty real quick.
Right?
I'm sorry.
She's very explicit. No, that's what I assume.
Sorry,
Honey, it's true.
I meant lyrics. No, not lyrics. Damn it! I did it again.
Well, that's what I assumed. I assumed that we were having a three-way and some friendly fire.
Wow.
Well, I was a game he would play. You know, he brought the clouds to my day. Then, like, you came my way one night. I mean, I'm assuming this feels like it's sort of this conversation between three people,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And because the thing is, was, I was opening up to this person. Let's call them Justin.
Physically or figuratively?
Figured all of this is, we never even called each other. All of this is via text
Oh,
message.
okay.
You know, all of this is via chat.
Sure.
And so this person, I don't know if that'll be confusing because the old guy is called Justin, but
Maybe this one can
anyway.
be Nick or Kevin.
Okay. Yeah, let's call him, Nick. And this new guy, Nick, was, I was opening up my heart and my soul about how, about Justin. Not that I'm still thinking about it too much, but, it still lingers. I feel like one of the problems with quarantine is that a lot of things that are sort of underneath are sort of surfacing because you don't have any other stimuli to like occupy your time. Right. And so, yeah, we're having this conversation and he's trying to help me through it, but I don't know. There's just something about it that just seems too perfect. He just seems like the answer to my problems,
Yeah.
I don't
get it.
know if you should rely on someone else answering your problems for you.
Well, it wasn't, to be fair, it was more like he was confirming that I was right, which always feels nice when someone else tells you, which, I mean, I guess it's not always healthy to seek validation from others. But
it is nice to have a little bit of validation, make you feel a little less cuckoo.
Right.
I can get that.
Yeah, it's like
But
it's like when someone sends you like
a phone number on a receipt.
Sure. Oh, like when someone leaves you their number?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like at the grocery store?
But that like happens like all the time, so it's like whatever. It's more like when someone like sends you like a letter or like a note or something and it's like or like an album of photos and they're like, "Hey, pick out your favorite photos." And it's like, "Well, I like all of these." They're like, "No, be more specific. Pick out which photos you like and why you like them and what they make you think of when you look at them and stuff like that." It's like that.
Is it like that? Okay.
I think so. I'm not trying to make this about me. It's not about me. It's
No.
about you, Aaron.
I didn't. Well, no, it's about all of us.
Yeah.
I didn't feel at all like that was a secondary conversation that was underneath. I didn't feel like there was any subtext.
It wasn't.
There was no subtext to that at all.
No.
Yeah, I did not ask for opinions on any photos recently.
It took me a second to follow through, and I'm very confident that there was no subtext to that.
Awesome.
But hypothetically, what could that mean? What are your thoughts on that, Natalie? If someone does that,
I think it's a compliment, I guess, kind of as you were saying. Like it's the you have this dark cloud of like doubt and confusion, and then you get this opinion or validation from someone, and it is the ray of light. It's like, oh, okay. There's a light at the end of the tunnel.
have you?
know?
Now, question. I'm just saying this hypothetically. Mm-hmm. This probably doesn't apply to you guys or you two or you, Natalie. But if you were to send out a list of photos, let's just say, since John brought it up, to John Wayne and wanted him to approve one or multiple,
or like a top 5.
Do you always go with his answer?
No.
Or then do you ignore what he says and then just end up doing what you want to do anyway?
It's both.
Okay.
Yeah, if in this hypothetical situation,
hypothetically,
I'm not just asking him because it's potentially, like, I don't know what it's for, but potentially like, professional stuff. So I would get his opinion.
Right.
I'd get like, a best friend's opinion. I'd get someone else who's maybe in the same industry I'm trying to use these photos for opinion. And then my own opinion as well. And then I use I would use whichever photos most
Whatever
people have
opinion
in
you like the
common.
most.
Right.
No,
Okay.
not whoever's opinion I like the most, but the photo that has the most likes in common.
It just depends on who you hold in the most
No,
regard and whose opinion you care about
no, I'm
most,
asking
and
all
then
of these people
whoever you
because
ask
all of them are
last
high.
compared to who you ask first. I mean, I think all that has,
I
importance
mean, I
in the
asked you
situation.
first. You took the longest to get back to me.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Hypothetically,
whoa,
that's what
whoa,
would
whoa,
happen.
whoa, whoa. Don't make this about us. This is all hypothetical.
Hypothetical. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You probably would
hmm
take the most time to respond.
I don't think so.
Well,
I'm pretty sure hypothetically that I text messaged you, uh, like immediately after, and you ignored that
because we
text, and then
weren't
later you're like,
texting.
"What text?" Ooh, hypothetically,
Hypothetically, we weren't texting about pictures. I hypothetically sent you an
you
email
went.
with the photos, and then just
Hypothetically, you did
randomly you
not.
were like, these words. And I was like, I don't know what these words mean.
We hypothetically were just talking about it, and you hypothetically emailed me, and I hypothetically looked at the email immediately, and then asked you a question
But
hypothetically, and you
but
did hypothetically
in
ignored
the
it.
text, hypothetically, we were already talking about something else, and then the conversation continued on this other topic.
Hypothetically, you ignored the text, so it doesn't matter. But circle background to Aaron's problem or lack thereof. He met someone who's been giving him the validation,
The ray
and
of light.
he appreciates this ray of light. He appreciates this person who's made the clouds disappear in
Mm-hmm.
his time of need
Mm-hmm.
to feel that. And I get that. Sometimes that's what you need.
Exactly.
But now to be
Well, and
skeptical about it, that's 100% me too.
see, that's the problem. So these words, you got it all over him. You got me over
Yeah.
him. Obviously that was the ending of that night,
Oh,
but
clearly.
or for her hypothetically,
Yeah.
but she's saying, honey, it's true. There's just you. You must have been heaven sent. Hearing me call, you went out on a limb, and you're all that. He's not. Just look what I got, because you got it all over him.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of shady to do a three-way, and then after it's over and you're cleaning everything up, to tell one of them,
You're my
you're
favorite.
so much better. You're heaven sent. Like, was the other person still there? I mean,
Well, I mean, to be fair, at least she's being honest. Like I think
that's true.
this is some scripture about her honesty. She's like, "Hey,
Right.
you got to be honest. Like sometimes, hey,
Yeah.
there's going to be somebody that's better than the other. And you just got to
Yeah.
be honest with them because maybe this guy wants whether they want to know it or not. I think they would appreciate it in the end. They're like, at first you're going to be like, "Oh, ooh, screw you." But later they're going to be like, "Oh man, I wasn't as good as that person. Like, what did I do wrong? Let me get
Right.
better."
And at least the band-aid was ripped off, so you're not like in this weird limbo and questioning
Totally.
and confusion. It's just,
Yeah, like why didn't she get back in touch with me?
ghosting, I think
Right.
is what people might call it.
Well, ghosts
Well,
don't
and
exist, so that's a ridiculous statement. So I would say something like vanishing,
Mm.
something like that.
I can't help but
Vanish
wonder when because she keeps saying over him, over. Is that literal? Like maybe he is still there and she's like like on top of him.
I mean, that's what it sounds like. I mean, she continues, now don't let him worry you. So once I met you, I let go. Oh, you can surely see you're so much more to me. Just one look and I knew. You'd make everything clear, make all the clouds disappear. You're better
Wow.
than all the
Wow.
rest. Why? Who do I love the best? Don't you know? Don't you know? You got it all over him. You got me all over him. You know? I mean, hey,
It sounds
you
to me
got
like she's like just one look and she knew. So like this guy's like baby elephant. You know what I'm saying?
Oh. You know,
how horrible.
you want to go first?
No, you go. I'm curious what you're gonna say.
I just can't help but think, because this, it's easy to just take these words off the page and make it literal, but I just can't help but wonder that maybe it is more metaphoric. Like maybe this one guy that we think is a guy, is actually something else. Like like a drug abuse or alcohol abuse, or there's something that is sort
Mm-hmm.
of bogging her down, And then
Mm-hmm.
this ray of light could potentially just be herself and like her own spiritual awakening, and like being able to kind of get rid of this toxic addiction that maybe she had, and is coming just to herself.
So when she says you got it all over him, I mean, I think everyone, when I read it, I think I understand what it and him means. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? What do you think that means?
Well, it could be like I don't know, like, because drugs really funk with your mind, that you could just be real confused, and like not over him, but like just the fact that it's
Under
no,
him?
that it's like not a literal, but like I'm putting this book on top of this other book, but like more of a heavy metaphoric weight, you know.
Well, I will say, now here's the thing. I do think of my situation in terms of figuratively,
Mm,
because I'm not in like a three-way situation where like, hey, can you pass the
right.
towel? I feel like I'm taking these words and saying, look, I've got this situation that, to be honest, well, I'm not still hung up on, but yeah, it's still sort of in my thoughts. And so along comes this guy who seems like the perfect guy, and we're having these amazing text conversations. He won't show me his face, nor will he call me so I can actually hear his voice. But yeah, I see this as this guy, but I'm also being a little bit skeptical now. Maybe I'm seeing it kind of the reverse of, you know, Brittany here is saying that there's this new, that the grass actually is greener,
Mhm.
you know, on the other
Mhm.
side. And she's like about that new grass, you know? And I'm looking at it skeptically, like, yeah, but maybe that grass is too good to be true, you know? But maybe that's just because I'm jaded right now, and that's, you know, filtering the way I look at things.
You know, I was rereading this lyrics while you guys were rambling, and
Hey.
just kidding. But kind of like taking what you know. Obviously, I think Brittany was a very intelligent and smart woman when she wrote all this down. I think
Mm-hmm.
she always did imply a little bit of literally and figuratively type and metaphorically, all the stuff when she wrote these out. Like you said, very, very smart when she wrote this stuff. And I think it is a little bit a combination of both what we were talking about. Like, I think it is kind of like she's reassuring this new person that's kind of in love with her, and
Mm.
like even if this was an actual lover or an actual, like, what do they call them back in the day, like a fan,
Mm.
but now
Mm-hmm.
we call them like acolytes or followers or whatever. So
Right.
like one of her followers back then, maybe was in love with her, and she's reassuring, look, I can love you, I can love all of you, but obviously,
Mm.
you know like, don't worry, like, just because I loved someone, I love you more. And maybe that's like not necessarily a lie, but she's just saying, like, these followers might be worried about, like, you don't love me like you love them. She don't know, I love you more. I love you more than these people I've actually been on, that I've had, you know, encounters with. I love you
Yeah,
more
but
than them.
it doesn't sound like she's sort of like equalizing them. It sounds like she's saying, "No, he's garbage. What are you talking
I
about?"
don't see the garbage part. He's everything you're
Well,
not is probably the biggest insult. He's
he
everything you're
brought the
not.
clouds he brought the clouds to my day, and then like a ray of light you came my way.
Okay, so all right, so maybe it's not necessarily about our followers then. So maybe this is about in a relationship she had with someone, that brought
Like
that
drugs
made
or
her sad and
alcohol.
blue. And but then in that case, nope.
Maybe.
But then maybe. But in my theory
Mm.
here, maybe this was someone maybe she's reinsuring someone who doesn't have a lot of confidence. Maybe this is someone who's self-doubting. They're like, I don't I feel like you don't love me like you loved him. She's like, "Baby, I love you. I love you more than him. Like why would you doubt that? Don't you know? Don't you know? Look, you got it all over him. You just shat all over this dude. You got it over him. You got me over him. I shat all over this dude. Like, look, just I'm reassuring you that you're the bee's knees, man.
Yeah. Heaven
Don't
sent.
let him worry you. You know, I let him go already. You're the new you're my love.
So I can see that. I can see how this could. Yeah, that makes sense. So wait, you're saying that this could be Brittany reassuring maybe someone that's insecure?
Like
Yeah,
herself.
yeah. It could be
One way to
herself.
look at
That's
it.
another
Yeah.
way to look at it. You know,
Well, the great thing is that these words were then, and how I think the important thing is how we use them now,
right?
you know? Like, I don't know if these words are just limited to
One interpretation.
in John Wayne's. Right. So if John Wayne was in a situation where, I mean, obviously this is all hypothetical because he's with you, but if he was with someone that was insecure, or I'm not even going to use you two. Let's say me. If I was with someone that was insecure, I don't have to just be like, oh man, what can I do? I know I can use book 2, chapter 13, recite these lyrics to this guy, and that will make him feel better. I can see your way, Natalie, where I could say, you know what, Aaron, you need to really relax because the old way that you have been living before, this, you know, you could say that if you were to suddenly start changing your, let's say, diet or your sleeping patterns or start meditating or doing other things, that those could be the ray of light that breaks through this like series of clouds that's been hovering over your
Yes.
life,
You're so good with words.
you know? Absolutely. Or it could be in a 3-way, you know, and then all of a sudden the second guy shows up and you're like, oh man, I actually like
This
him
is
better.
way better.
Like, I thought I was cool here. Nah, I'm good, you know? Yeah. And then maybe another guy shows up that you forgot to cancel and you're like, holy shit. The other guy now is the guy that
Well,
brought the clouds to my day. You're actually
and
heaven
can
sent,
I
you know?
just in this theory, I mean, we're assuming that the second person that comes in is another guy, but maybe that's where the light needs to be shed, is that maybe a female is the second person who comes in and she's like, whoa, I don't need a man in my life.
Totally. Well, I only was referring to him in my context, but no, it's true. Well, yeah, exactly. So you're saying that it's possible that you know, and yeah, I mean, Brittany seems to be open, you know, as far as maybe all of a sudden she's like, you know what, I'm good on the dong for a while.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like maybe let's try something different.
Yeah.
You know, there's nothing wrong with being
Women
open-minded.
empowerment.
You know, honey, it's true. There's just you. You must have been heaven sent. You're not sweaty and musty.
Where is that in the lyrics? I think there are the words. I'm lost.
I'm only assuming, you know, that was
Oh,
the
oh, oh, oh.
inference. You know, I'm just trying to think of the difference. You know, no, it's absolutely true. I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, it feels like, yeah, there's a lot of potential with these words, you know, because yeah, you could be saying this to like a new insecure partner. You could be reassuring someone, because I could also imagine, I mean, I think I've told you, I don't know if Natalie, you were on the podcast when I talked about this. I know I talked about this with John, but I dated someone a long time ago. And one night we went out to a club that he took us to, he picked, and we ran into like several of his exes that he is still friends with. And he'd be like, oh, hey, and he'd run up and give him a big hug, and then he'd introduce us, and then afterwards they would leave, and and I'd say, oh, how do you know him, or da da da. Oh, we used to date,
Oh.
and that happened like several times that night. Now the guy that I was there with didn't, he wasn't embarrassed. He thought it was like the most natural
He was
thing,
showing himself
to
off.
like, and yeah, I mean, now to be fair, that night he certainly was not telling me that I was the ray of light, that they were the clouds to
Mhm.
his day. So that probably should have been my first clue, but it does feel like, yeah, it does feel like there's a lot of ways that you can use these
Mhm.
words.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what should I do about this guy? So should I just like, what's the route? I mean, is it rude to just stop chatting? To just like
Like
not
maybe
reply
give him an
anymore?
ultimatum. Listen, I want to see you like voice chat. Send me because a picture could be like he could take a picture from the internet and send you anything. Maybe you demand a voice
Yeah.
chat somehow.
I'm not going to lie. Until John Wayne said it, I didn't think that it could be
Justin.
this other guy who's still alive. Yeah. But now that he said it, there does seem to be a lot of pieces that are kind of falling into
Wow.
place.
Possibility.
Well, that is
I'm
okay.
certainly curious.
It just,
Oh yeah.
it really does. There are definitely, I don't know, there's definitely thinking that maybe I just need to take some time the rest of the year and work on myself rather than really focusing on trying to find a relationship,
That sounds healthy. Hmm.
Relation, yeah. Yeah. Because maybe one day I could, because you guys seem to have this like amazing relationship. What do they call it? Relationship goals? You know, you got two people that seem to have so much in common and, they kind of
Dude.
mesh.
We're definitely very different. I think maybe that's also a key component. So we're not like the same.
Mm-hmm.
We keep each other sort of on, not on guard, but like always kind of questioning each other.
Always question each other.
John Wayne, I mean, I don't want to put anyone on blast, but like, do you guys have examples of things that you two are different at that you are together in spite of?
Besides the cat thing.
And like
Sure.
and
Besides
like,
the cat thing.
you know, this whole hypothetical picture and opinion getting.
Yeah. Besides that, hypothetically.
We don't so that we're opposites on the cat thing. We're opposites
I guess I might
on.
say that I like being at home. I can be very homebody-y, but I also do really like I when things were open, I loved going out and catching up with like groups of people. And I think that maybe John, you don't like that so much.
I'm not huge on socializing. It depends on the setting. If you want to sell me on something, it has to be something I'm interested because I guess I've gotten selfish in my life where I'm like I hate trying to go into a social situation where I have to pretend not to be myself. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
So you're saying that before Natalie would have to try to sell you on certain activities. Like,
I wouldn't say sell it. Look, I enjoy being around her, so she doesn't have to do too much selling because, I feel like a relationship is compromise. So it's like a little give, a little take. Like, you know, I know if I want to be left alone, I need to commit to certain projects. Does that make sense?
so in order for you to have your alone time, you sacrifice, and
Hmm.
then there's other times where you're like, okay, I'll spend it with Natalie.
Right. Like it's like, oh,
I'm only I'm only I'm I'm not sure if I'm helping or hurting this situation.
no. If anything, I'm shooting myself
Well,
in the
like
foot. but it's
It's like,
fine.
if someone's like, hey, I have a show, and then a bunch of us are going to go out to dinner. This is like pre-quarantine. I'd be like, yeah, 100%. I'll be there. I
Hmm.
want to support. I want to like go grab a drink with everybody. And I feel comfortable and confident being myself in those situations and socializing. Whereas, John would be
Mm.
like, ooh, am I going to like the show? I don't know if I want to waste my time going, because if it's really bad, then I don't want to pay money for it. And then like drinking with these people, these strangers, I'm gonna have to put on a face and like act like I like being there if I really don't want to be.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, yeah, yes, what she's saying is true. I guess I don't want to commit to something and like mm, people worry about how I'm doing. Whenever I don't want to ruin a good time if that people are having a good time because like maybe I'm not having a good time, and I don't like I said I hate faking or I hate pretending that I'm having a good time. I don't. I'm just at that age where I don't care anymore. Like this is me. I just want to be myself and mostly and I'm not and it just depends like obviously sometimes maybe I'm bipolar maybe I've or so there maybe there's more to it. I don't know because sometimes I can turn up and be different, but I don't know. For the most part I am on when I dial in it's just like I just want to chill, and again it just depends on the scenario. Maybe it depends on the people, not necessarily. I don't know. It's a lot of little marks that need to be checked for me to be into it. I don't know why.
And so,
Why did this get brought up?
I am what you would call I am what you'd call difficult.
And I'm not.
Hmm.
I'm not. I'm very easygoing and go with the flow usually.
What do you think's better, Aaron? Being opposites or like having everything in common?
I've actually often wondered that. Um, during
'Cause-
during some of these chats with these guys, there's definitely been a range of guys who are not as interested in Britney,
Mhm.
and there are guys who are more interested in Britney. And for the longest time, I thought I wanted to be with someone who was in the same industry as me.
Mhm.
But as I've met people, it's actually been kind of refreshing sometimes to talk to people that are not in the same industry as I am.
Yeah.
I mean, there have been times where if I could meet someone who it sort of had a similar job to me, it would maybe kind of be refreshing to have someone whose shoulder I could lean on or
Because they
ear.
get
I,
it.
I
They
don't
would
know what the phrase is,
understand.
but
Hmm.
yeah, they get it. But there's also times where it's, like I said, it's refreshing to have a completely virgin set of eyes or ears, when I'm talking about
New point of
problems,
view. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's say there was two gentlemen, two
Uh-huh.
suitors. One was into Britney, one wasn't into Britney.
How tall are they?
They're both 6 foot. Let's say they're identical in every way, but one's into Britney, one's not into Britney. Would that make a difference to you?
Yeah. When you put it that way, I think I would need to be with someone who's into Britney.
Yeah.
Into Britney the
Right.
values.
Well, I mean, there's
They don't have to have the same they don't have to have the same job as me. Like they don't actually have to be in the church,
yeah.
you know.
Well, sure.
But then again, I don't know if that's a weird power dynamic.
You would say
being
they'd have
with
to
someone.
be a follower of Britney. There's a lot of people. And the only reason I ask is there's a lot of people that they're like, I would never date or go. I would never be with someone that didn't believe in Britney.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that
Mhm.
believe that so strongly they would never, even if they met the most perfect person, they're like, you don't believe in Britney.
Bye.
Sorry. Bye. Go get it all over you. Go. You're bringing some clouds. Get out of my.
Yeah.
Get out.
You know what the interesting conundrum is? Is that my immediate response wasn't no.
Yeah.
That I've had to think about this.
Interesting.
I think the important thing is maybe that they
Because
would
I'm
be
sitting-
open to it. Like if they were like, no, hate Britney, hate everything she stands for. Well, then I think it'd be like, ooh, can't. There'd be like a weird
Yeah.
energy, a weird vibe.
Well, then they probably wouldn't be into him in the
Maybe.
first place. Then he's like, well, I work at the Church of Brittany, and he's like, I'm good.
Mm,
Swipe left. Is it swipe left?
I see.
It's I'm not. Oh yeah, yeah. It's swipe left, swipe right.
Okay. Left is
Yeah,
bad though, right?
right.
Correct. Got it.
Poor boy.
The yeah, I don't know. I haven't really encountered that.
Hmm.
Um, I wish there was. Yeah, I'm not sure. And there's also, I don't know. Again, and I know I've kind of mentioned this before, but I don't always know exactly if people are trying to like be with me for me, or if they're like trying to get out
Mm-hmm.
of,
Yeah.
if they're trying to get like, you know, free pass to heaven, or if they think they're going to get an extra gift for Britmas, or they can skip out on mass.
Are you?
I don't
Do you
know.
really think about all that when you date someone? Like, are they doing this for other reason?
I do, because then it takes my mind off the fact that I've gained so much weight. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to use the one excuse so that way I don't actually have to use the other excuse, you know?
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
For all of our listeners out there, trust me, no matter what position you hold, no matter what relationship you have, no matter how long you've been with someone, that doesn't mean you can't be fucked up in the head. And I don't mean that in a negative way. Okay, wait, let me rephrase that. Having insecurity,
Mm-hmm.
everyone has insecurity. Everybody is insecure about something. Just because you look at someone else doesn't mean, and they have this amazing life, doesn't mean that they're better than you or they're less insecure. They are, you know. I mean, it's off of the. I mean, even if you kind of took it at sort of a base level of her words, she's having to reassure. I mean, this guy is with Brittany. Brittany is like assuring him. I mean, Brittany, even at a fundamental, literal level, she's saying, aim there, aim over there on him. You know what I mean? Like that's how little she thinks of this other guy, and yet this guy is still so insecure.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and everybody's insecure. So I gotta say that at least we all have that in common.
Okay,
You know,
that's true.
I'm not sure what I'm buttoning up with that, but well, do you sort of have any thoughts, Natalie, on today? What are you taking away, or what are your do you have any thoughts for our listeners out there about today's words?
Mostly what I'm finding key here is that her words are going to mean to you whatever they need to mean. They can. I feel like her words are always just vague enough that they can be interpreted. Hmm.
nope.
Interpreted
Doesn't sound right.
for your own personal needs.
Yeah. What about you, John Wayne?
From today's scripture, I would say what I got from it would be, yeah, like everyone's gonna have their moments of doubt. Everyone has doubt. Sometimes you need a little bit of validation, is what you guys used earlier. It's
Mm-hmm.
nice to have that validation. Sometimes without knowing it that you need it, maybe you need it, and that it's nice to hear certain things every once in a while, whether it's like I love you or like I
You look
care
nice in that picture.
or or maybe that or like hey you got it all over me. Sometimes people need to hear certain things
Right.
to feel a certain way or to get where they need to be,
I just had an.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
even if it is
Nothing. Nope.
what.
Okay.
No, go
All
ahead.
right.
No, I'm done.
I was just
Yep.
gonna say too.
Like it's like if I
This scripture also reminds me to be open to change. Yeah.
Mm.
To like if you're feeling stuck in that rut, to not to be able to realize that you don't have to stay stuck there, that this other thing, because change is scary, but if you're willing and open, it could bring some rays of light.
Do you have any recent experiences with that?
Um, in this moment, I don't think I'm thinking of a specific incident. I don't know what it was about rereading the scripture, but then also hearing John talk. It was just like, oh, maybe it was just the ray of light and like just being open and willing to change was all that was needed.
Is there anything from your recent mysterious journey that these words can apply to?
Well, I did just chop off all my hair, and I suppose that hair
Really?
Yeah, she
could
chopped it
have
all
been
off.
sort of creating some clouds, some shadows on me. Now that it's off, I just feel lighter. I
Yeah.
feel brighter.
Bald, even.
A little colder. Got my heat on now.
Right. But the great thing about being bald is you must save on shampoo. I mean, your hair was pretty long before, so I know you're not supposed to like,
Right.
wash your hair all the
But
time.
so much
But
product would go into it.
I-
Shampoo, conditioner, the curly
Yeah.
hair stuff. There was like 3 different curly hair
Yeah.
products you'd use every
Ugh.
time. The hairspray
Think about all that
and
money
plastic
wasted.
in the
Ooh.
environment. Yeah, I cut it all out.
So now John is the one with the long hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I lost at least 25 inches.
Well, what happened on the journey? What happened on your trip to cause that?
Did you get lice or?
No, I
Oh.
don't know. Just one day.
Did you get caught in like a
No.
propeller or something?
I have pulled
Gum?
out chunks of it on accident while dancing. And I have stepped on it before and I've flipped
Wait,
my head
really?
and I've also pulled out a bunch that way, just chunks of it.
Interesting.
Wait, like if you're bent over, facing your knees,
And I stepped
your hair is on the
it,
ground.
And I
Yeah.
did a hair
She
flip.
got it all over her.
Oh my! You know what?
Yeah, she got
Hold
it all
on.
over her. Yeah.
We have to pause. That made me a little bit nauseous thinking of that. I was wondering what that bandage you were wearing
Yeah,
those
that was a
couple
while
months
ago.
ago was.
That was why. Yeah.
That's crazy. Okay.
So I've
And then what? Do you just continue the
Oh, yeah,
routine
yeah.
or do you
No,
just
you
like
can't stop. You
stop?
gotta keep going. But once I
So you keep
Yeah.
dancing with a bloody wound. You've basically been scalped.
You know
And you
what? I
just
didn't
keep
bleed.
dancing?
It was like a clean rip. Maybe it was more like a wax. Just pulled all those hairs right out, but only like a small section. It seemed like a lot of hair 'cause my hair was so
Okay.
long. But then I've also done it before where I was doing some
Right.
side to side hair whips and it got tangled because I have curly hair. It got tangled in my fingers and I ripped it out that way too. Just like a gob of hair. But like you said, both of those incidents were so long ago. I don't know what made me want to cut it. I just guess I wanted to change. I felt the clouds and I was hoping to find some rays of light and I did it. I just chopped it off one day. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any
I think
regrets
I'm
or
mostly
are you
very
happy?
Yeah. There's a day or
Okay.
two at first when I was like, oh my gosh, I think I was hiding behind my hair in a sense, or like I was disguised sort of in a sense. Like I would use my hair in that manner.
So
And
what you're saying was you had a moment of self-doubt and insecurity about your haircut, and then you found validation.
within myself, I did, yeah. Every time I looked in the mirror, I was like, oh, she's kind of cute. Who is that?
So you gave yourself self-validation and
Mhm.
beat the doubt and insecurity.
And the circle
Interesting.
meets the square.
Praise Britney.
Praise Britney.
Well, you guys, that's another one in the books. I feel good. Everybody, I look forward to hearing your thoughts Again, I haven't really been talking about this, but yeah, email us, www.britneydo@gmail.com. Hit us up on Instagram, www.britneydo. Tell us how these words have helped you, or if you've ever experienced this, whether it's, two competing ways of life that you're struggling with, or, if you're trying to reassure your current partner, that the past is behind you, or if you've had a three-way gone wrong, please. Or right, let us know. As always, you can find us on iTunes or Spotify or Stitcher or wherever you listen. Please rate, review, subscribe. That would be awesome. And it was great seeing you guys.
It's great seeing you, Aaron.
It was good to see you too, Aaron.
And again, everybody, we've only got a couple more episodes this season, so stay tuned. And definitely stay tuned for what we got coming up. We got some surprises in store. So anyway, praise Britney. You're all loved. Love you. And we will see you next week. Bye, Natalie.
Goodbye, Aaron.
Goodbye.
Bye, Aaron. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Well, no, you said goodbye. It just felt, I don't know. Anyway, okay. Bye, everybody.
Bye.